Welcome to the Lokar Car Show presented by Appalachian Backroads. I'm Sam Madavi coming to you this week from Hot Bristol Nights in Bristol, Tennessee. Wait, Bristol, Virginia. But no, I'm in Tennessee. But actually, there are cars on both sides of State Street, and we're going to cover both of them. Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. This is going to be one awesome car.
And I said, it doesn't even run yet. And look at it now, it's amazing.
Hot Bristol Nights, the only car show you can attend in 2 states at the same time. It's positioned right on State Street, the border of Tennessee and Virginia. This event is during the Hot August Nights Festival, a celebration of the love affair of cars and rock and roll on the Virginia side. The Tennessee side celebrates Bristol being the birthplace of country music. On Friday night, beautiful cars of all kinds come and park across from each other, showing off their rides and representing their state. Todd, you know, it's hard to imagine that this bus is all original. Normally, people would add that patina custom to it to make it look this way, but you said that patina is original to this car.
Yes, it's original. The bus is original from Arizona, then went to Chino Hills, California, and spent most of its life as just your normal, you know, traveling bus, family, surfing bus.
And this is a very popular vehicle, has been popular for decades, but recently it's really gained some ground in the popularity department. And this thing being an original. Now the interior has been redone, but that's the original color, fabric, everything original. It hasn't been resto modded.
No.
Except you've added a little bit of horsepower to the engine.
Yeah, it's like a dependable 1776, which is a little more boost, so you can run on the interstate.
Right.
Because you get run over. Typically they run 50 to 55 miles an hour. This one will run 70 now with no problem.
Well, it's cool that you would bring it out to this show, something like this, because it really stands out. It makes people stop and take a look at it, and I see everybody here is enjoying it like I am. All right, Jamie, I noticed this thing from a distance and I had to come check it out. Tell me about your car.
Well, it's a replica of a 1963 Grand Sport. It's what they built to race Cobras, blew them away.
Yeah, because it looks so much different than a normal Corvette. So what is this a tribute to?
Well, A.J. Foyt raced these in '64 Sebring to beat the Cobras.
Well, let me tell you, it's an awesome car. I mean, like I said, I thought it was a complete original until I looked at the brake scoop. You said the numbers and the graphics were all painted on as well.
Yes, sir.
So what's the power to weight ratio on this? I see it's got an engine swap.
LS2.
LS2.
408. It's got 490 horsepower at the rear wheels and it weighs about 2,300 pounds.
Wow. So it's almost as fast as the original
got
car.
A 6-speed manual.
Now you said one of these in a convertible fashion just auctioned off. What was the price on it?
About 10 years ago, it auctioned for $13 million.
Man, that is incredible. Thanks for bringing it out.
Yes, sir.
It's awesome, Jamie.
Thank you.
Man, this thing looks all original. Looks like it hasn't even been restored. Late 70s, mid 70s model. Hey Guy, what year is this?
76.
And where did you find it?
Well, my dad bought this new in 76. It's got about $2,200 in options.
Really?
Yeah, it had the raised letter tires on it, the honeycomb mags from the factory.
So this thing is all original then?
All original.
Not been restored. Paint and everything?
No, paint and everything.
Wow, so what was some of those
It stayed in the garage.
Really?
Yeah, it stays in the garage. It stays in the garage at my house. It only comes out on pretty days.
What were some of the options that were included in that 2200?
Well, it had the automatic temperature control, 6-way power driver's seat. It had the 8-track tape player, special radio. It has a trunk release, automatic trunk release over there.
Wow. But this is so cool that you have your father's car, one owner, in its original condition, never been restored with the original paint.
Yeah.
That says a lot. It's a rare find right there. We have to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with more of the Lokar Car Show. It's time for the Lokar Lowdown with Kevin Ford.
One of the transmissions that's been growing in popularity lately are the TKO 5-speed and 6-speed transmissions. We get a lot of questions from our customers. Hey, I want to run your Tremec lever, but I want to bring it up through the factory console. Can you bend it? Can you move it? What can I do to accommodate the factory floor in my muscle car? What we came up with is something we call the axis shift. The reason it's called an axis shift is this will bolt in on your car using either the factory shaft and the 2 bolts that give you 2 locations, or a full replacement unit that will allow you to offset this thing 1 inch to 1.5 inches and rotate it 360 degrees around. The next benefit added is the available of tilting or rotating your shifter lever. So if you've got a big long bent lever and you want to clear your dash or you want to clear your seat, we can accommodate that by moving it forward. We've got 4 bolts that lock it down, and then we've got some set screws that actually lock that in place. So you're not going to have any trouble when you go to bang gears and you're getting a little rowdy. It's not going to move. It's going to stay put, and you're going to be happy with where you have it, and it's going to stay right there.
Jim, the red color on your Chevy here is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's so sparkly. Tell me about the dashboard. I noticed that it was a 57 Chevy
No,
in there?
it's 55 Chevrolet
55
dash.
Chevrolet dash in there.
It took 75 hours to cut it to make it fit in there in the right proportion so it looked right.
That is beautiful. That is absolutely
Cut
rare.
about 5 times.
Now, what else have you done to this car? I can see the tonneau cover.
Yeah,
this is totally custom, right?
Yeah, the tonneau cover was made from a Corvette cover. So it's actually got a top that goes down and comes up like a normal top. Of course, it's got a Ford 9-inch rear end. It's got a GM crate, ZZ4 engine in it.
What else does it have that's Ford?
That's about all. The other thing, if you notice, you can't see any taillights in it. Wow. But they are there.
Did you paint the lens the same color as the car, or you just got lucky?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is so cool. You can't see them at
Yeah.
all. So tell me about the headlights.
The headlights are from a 37 Ford car that was molded into it.
So everything from the back all the way to the front is what you see
From the
that's Ford.
37 Ford, right. It's an absolute great car, 75 mile an hour, turn the vintage air on, and
Yep.
that's right.
Well, I'm glad you brought it out, Jim.
Yeah, thank
This is
you.
cool. I'm here with Dan and Roger, father and son team. They brought both of their Ford trucks here for us to check it out at the show. And so what got you involved? Were you involved with the vehicles with that from when you were a
from
little
a
kid?
little kid, yep.
That's pretty cool. What
Yeah.
made you decide to get this particular Ford truck, and what year is yours?
That's a 49 F1. So I just had the opportunity to get it, and it had already been restored.
So yeah, so you just enjoy it, right?
Gave me a chance to come to shows with him, and
That is cool. So how long
Big
have
part
you
of it.
two been going to shows together with your trucks?
since he's had it, so I don't know.
Yeah, probably 2000, yeah.
2000. How long have you guys been coming to the Hot Bristol Nights?
I've only been here 3 or 4 times.
This is probably my 3rd time.
Yeah? Well, this is cool. I love these 2 trucks. And what a story, you know, coming home from Fairbanks with this.
It is.
Selling
Yeah.
it. You thought you
Yeah.
had a good deal for 800, you had to
Yeah.
buy it back for 6,000.
Yeah.
Tell me about your truck. What year is it?
It's a 1959 F100, and I paid $75 for it in Fairbanks, Alaska in May of 1968.
Now, what were you doing in Fairbanks, Alaska,
I was in the military.
right?
I
And
was
that
in
was your
military.
last year, right?
My last year came the Vietnam War to Fairbanks, Alaska.
So what did you do and when did you restore it?
Brought it home, traded it in on a 1969, and they gave me $800 for it. I thought I'd won the lottery. In 2011, went to the F100 Supernational Truck Show, and the guy came in with my truck on his trailer,
What?
and I had to buy it back.
How much did you buy it back for?
$6,000.
Not such a good deal anymore, was it?
Not such a good deal anymore.
What did it look like when you were for 6,000?
Junk, wasn't drivable.
We have to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with more of the Lokar Car Show. Welcome back to the Lokar Car Show. We are in downtown Bristol on the Tennessee side, birthplace of country music.
So you don't have 100, but I will take a 20 if you don't.
Here's a 20.
Because I want to show you something that the government won't tell you about it.
Okay.
Okay. And it's one of these new bills. And a lot of people don't know this, but they started using cheaper ink on these new bills. They really did. So, and I'll prove it to you. If you take one of these new bills and fold it up and crease it real heavy, every time you fold it, especially the last time, and you crease it real heavy, squeeze it, open it right back up, you're not going to believe what happens to that 20. It actually changes to a 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's
inflation.
crazy. It's called
Thank you very much.
inflation. Thank you. know, David, I had a good friend of mine. He was my crew chief when I was racing 15 years ago. Him and his wife and kids and friends take their side-by-sides at least 3 to 4 times a year, going to the Appalachian back roads and have the greatest time of their lives. They camp out 3 nights in the woods, and I can't wait to join them one night.
You'll have the time of your life. The thing about Appalachian backroads in Virginia's Great Southwest is we have ATV trails, a whole system over 600 miles, on-road Jeep trails, off-road Jeep trails, and 14 vetted motorcycle routes that have 1,500 miles and thousands of curves that are perfect for sports cars, motorcycles.
Sports cars as well.
Oh yeah, the back of the Dragon's probably the premier one. Yeah. 438 curves and 32 miles over 3 mountain ranges. AppalachianBackroads.com is where you'll go to get a free map of the entire region.
Dale, I'm loving your Corvette.
Well,
I love all the carbon fiber accents on the interior and on the outside. But those brakes, the C6Z06 brakes, that's a serious upgrade on this car. So I know that underneath here, you have to have some work. Look at that. Man, that is pretty. Carbon fiber accents matched, painted with the body of the car. You got the Grand Sport stripes. And the wheels, they fit the aftermarket C6 brakes, OEM. That is very nice. I see the interior's got some work done to it too. The upholstery, the door panels, even the dashboard looks like it's got some work done to it.
There is nothing stock about it. Like you said, even the dash and seats, everything's been added.
I see the little bottle back here. You got a nitrous bottle. It's been painted, carbon fiber accents. But the bracket that holds the bottle, that's a nice bracket.
Right.
Usually you don't see the nice billet brackets holding the bottles like that. That's a nice little touch right there. Man, you did a good job, Bill. Thank you so much for bringing it out this weekend.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, Joel, now you said this is one part number from the catalog that you could purchase this, similar to a Copo Camaro, but this was first.
Yes, this car is a 2010, which is a Whipple supercharged 2010 model car.
Right.
And what's unique about this one is it has 5-speed Liberty transmission in it, which was only, so they made 50, and this is one of 16.
So you only use the clutch to take off. After that, it's over. You don't touch the clutch.
You just basically lift, pull, lift, push.
Man, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Now, you said there's a cool story behind this. It used to belong to your father.
Correct. So this car here, my father bought it in 2010, and actually he wrote him a $10,000 deposit and got nothing in return, and waited 6 months for this car to be delivered.
I bet Mom was happy, huh?
Well, what Mom didn't know maybe was all right.
Exactly, right.
Car leaves nice, anywhere from 130 to 150 to 60 foot, picks the tires up about that far. settles down, and you just bang, 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 bang.
Man, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a total blast.
You know,
and it's a super easy car to race.
I'm really glad you brought it up because, like I said, this is the first time I've seen it. This is cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. We came in 1972 from Washington, D.C., and there was no 81 highway. It was the old highway up the hills, and it moves. It moves fast. It's an amazing car, really.
We'll be right back. I can see that you definitely do have yourself a gangster car for sure.
Yeah.
What year is it?
It's a 1935 Buick.
1935 Buick. And when did you acquire it?
About 3 months ago, I saw it on Craigslist.
Yeah. This being 35, this center section here, is that something that was added to the vehicle, or is that?
Yeah. It was split where the two doors are. They took this much of a door and this much of a door, swapped sides with it, welded it back here, and put this window in it.
That's genius. And I guess they did it to give it that limousine look, right,
yeah,
on the
that's
inside?
What it was.
How many inches? About 12 inches?
12 inches.
Wow.
It's got a 130-inch wheelbase.
Now this one, the wife approved, correct?
She loves it.
She loves it. That's because she wanted something nice to ride in,
Yeah.
right? You finally went and got one.
And so she's not a truck person, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And I was.
Well,
And
you can see that I definitely know she loves this because the interior is so plush. And I'm sure it's got an air conditioning in it as well.
There's an air conditioner in the front and one in the back.
The headliner looks so nice. I can see why the wife gave permission on this one. Thank you so much, Bruce, for bringing it out and having us check it out.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Appreciate it.
Anytime. So who came up with this, Don? If it's too loud, you're too old.
I bought that at a Harley-Davidson shop. It's appropriate though because the car's pretty loud.
Yeah, it's loud up front and in the back where the exhaust is. You got open headers, no cutouts, no nothing. It's just raw.
It does have some baffles in there just to cut it down a little bit,
Yeah.
keep it, civilized.
Now that paint job is very nostalgic. What era do you say that's from?
That's old school.
Old school.
That's why I bought it.
So cool. I love the rag top. That is a
Oh,
nice little touch to it.
thank you.
And the gear shifter knob, that
Yeah,
is awesome.
yeah.
Now I see that you've gotten rid of the old school
Yeah, those
worm
are
clamps.
heat shrink.
Yeah, heat shrink. This is like what, a couple, 3 years old?
And you know
it's
it
come from the
never
OEM. How do you like that? Is it you?
I love it.
So what do you have as far as the brake booster goes? Do you have a vacuum pump somewhere or
It's
a booster?
underneath. It's underneath the frame.
Really?
Yeah.
Very
it's all-
nice. Well, this is very nice, Don. I'm glad that I had the chance to take a look at it, but that nostalgic paint job really
I
sets
love-
this car off.
Yeah, it does.
This is awesome.
Did you see the gas hole?
Yeah.
That's where you put the gas.
It's a cool hot rod.
Thank you.
Tina, this is an absolute pleasure for me to be standing here next to this Rolls Royce, being a real one of a kind.
This car was built in 1928. It was designed by a woman, Mrs. Gould, and it was designed in Place Vendôme in Paris. And it was built by Brewster. The body is by Brewster in Massachusetts. It's a landaulet. As you can see, the back of it flips open. It's a carriage. And my husband purchased that in New York from Sunny Used Cars in the 50s, and it's been in our possession ever since.
And this is unrestored in its original form.
Original and restored.
Except for the tires that you had to replace,
Well,
of course.
not the wheels, the tires, just the tires.
just the tires.
They got Lester tires.
Yeah. So even the fabric, the vinyl, the leather that's on this top is original?
Everything's original. Let me see. No, I would think so. I would think it is. I would
It's
think it
incredible,
is.
the craftsmanship. It's
I mean, see
unbelievable.
the rivets and everything in it?
Yeah.
The car is original, the engine's original. It's never been restored. Just
love it.
needs cleaning and detailing, but you know.
You really have to know how to
Speed.
drive this car with the ignition advance,
Nah,
the
I don't reach.
throttle,
My legs are
the
not long
choke.
enough.
Everything's on there.
I need a chauffeur for this car.
Absolutely, you need a chauffeur.
No, I can drive the Auburn, I can drive the 52. I cannot drive the Hispano either because I'm short.
Now you said everything that we see that is gold plated.
It was at one time because the Goulds cornered the gold market during the Depression. So, I mean, that's hearsay. I don't know, I wasn't there, but it say that it was gold plated.
Let me tell you, this is absolutely beautiful. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for letting us come in and check this thing out and show everybody out there.
Well, I'm so glad you came to Bristol. This is a lovely place to come to, you know?
It is, absolutely is.
And you are wonderful too. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Tina. That's definitely a first for me. Never have I covered a car show that's in 2 different states at the same time. We brought you the best from both Bristol, Tennessee and Bristol, Virginia. Until next week, that's a wrap. Join us next week as we head to Bowling Green, Kentucky and check out the Verge Motorsports event.